Hey, what's up, guys? And today I'm going to share to you one of my experiments. I guess you could say it's experiment, but I'm currently trying to build a card that is very budget friendly. So basically, I just bought one GDO1 box, a whole box, and I opened them in a stream, and then also I bought one STO4 striker seed striker. I think that's the name of the Seed Strike pack starter deck, and then that's it. And then what I did is I just mix and match a bunch of cards, and then hopefully hoping for the best. So this is a very budget friendly deck for me, I guess. But definitely there are some cards here that I'm going to change. I will replace them with some cards that fits more. But yeah, for now I would just like to share them to you. So without any further ado, let's go to the deck profile. So we are going to start our deck with the bases. So for the bases, I actually have here three Gamo. Gamo basically it supports your other cards for to have a breach, you know. And this is like one of my purpose. Well, one of my main goal for this deck is to have a bunch of breach because I don't want blockers to be blocking my attacks. So yeah, that's one of my cards. And then another base would be this. Basically, what this does, I think it reduces or it adds. So let me check. Okay, yeah. So this base, what it does, it adds attack power to one of the friendly unit. So I have two of these, and then hoping for additional attack powers. And then for commands, we I don't have a lot of this, but this is actually really good. But of course, I will be replacing this once I have better cards. This is Andrew Warfield. This is a pilot command card. Basically, it adds 3 AP to any of the Zaft unit, friendly Zaft unit that we have in play. Another command card that is really good is Battle of Aces. Any card that is already damaged, this deals additional 2 damage to that. So imagine if you have a 5 HP card, you damage 3 using one of the cards in our deck, and then you call this, and then that's an automatic knockout for to that unit. Onto the pilots. So yeah, that's the command cards. Not a lot of command cards. I would add more, but then I'm thinking of having this other card. So for the pilot card, we have here two Zap Jewel. Okay, Zap Jewel. What it does is when an enemy is linked, when an enemy link unit is destroyed, it draws one because we don't have a lot of draw power or draw system with our deck. So this is a really good. I could replace this with something else, but one for the meantime, I don't have a lot of cards on my hand. And then we have here Dirk. Basically, this card also does discard one and you draw. So when linked, so this is actually really good when I can link it to any other cards. And then for this deck, I have two Chang Wu Fei because I have here cards that is connected to or links with Chang Wu Fei. And then what it has a breach 3. I think it's Shenlong Gundam. I forgot, but we'll see that in the pilot. So I just added this just for the sake of during your turn while this unit has breach, it can't. So basically, it protects your unit from reduced AP. So this is a counter to the deck that I posted in shorts. But yeah, I just added them here. Maybe I will replace them if I have better trainer cards or better commander cards. Another pilot, of course, is I have here for Arthun Azala. Okay, so this card is perfect because what it does is it actually let us check the effect. So when this is linked, it may choose an active enemy unit or with that is level 5 or lower, and that can be a target. So this does not, so even if there's an active card or any active unit if this is linked, it can actually target those units. So this perfectly pairs with cards or units like this. Let me check the name of this card again. This card is actually um, Aegis Gundam MA mode. Okay, so if you pair this with Arthur Nazala, it can attack active units, and it has breach 3, so that's like if you destroy that unit and then you breach it, that's a double whammy effect. So that is all for the pilots, and onto the units. We have a lot of units to talk about. Okay, so for the units I have for the early game, I have 3 of these Zaku Mariner, just because it's level 2 and 1 unit. So the idea here, it's more ideal for me to be second, okay, second in turn, because that gives me 1 EX resource, and then I can immediately get this. I can immediately deploy this right at the beginning, and this is a very solid starter. But of course, you can replace this with something else. But for now, that's what I'm going to choose. And then I have 2 ZNO. I think this is ZNO. This is really good just because of its first strike capability. So in the early game, if you attack cards like this, okay, it gets first strike because it can do first strike for level 2 or lower cards. So this is actually really good. But however, if this is there are other effects or effect cards that can deal 1 damage, so it's pretty it gets destroyed easily, but it's still a really good card. And then we have here 2 of these cards. Let us check the name because it's in Japanese. So this card is actually Miguel's Jin. Okay, Miguel's Jin card. So when this is paired and if it is destroyed, if you have another linked unit in play, you can draw 1. So you can actually replace this with something else, but for now I'm keeping it just because it's also Zaft. But yeah, this is actually also another good one. Now, one of the I would prefer to have more of this dual Gundam, but I don't have it right now. Maybe I would get 4 of these and then replace some of these cards. But for now, I only have 1. This also has a breach 3 without any prerequisite, so that's actually pretty good. And then another for level 3, level 3 2 cost rock dim. I added this to the deck just because of its breach effect, and that's what we need. We need a lot of breach for this deck. And to give support to those cards with breach effect, we have here BQ. Basically the idea here, this is not an attacker, but instead you use its effect, so you have to rest it to give support to cards like this, or later on the higher level cards or higher level units. And speaking of higher level units, we have here 2 Gundam Death Scythe. So the idea of this Death Scythe is just actually we can replace this with something else later on once we have better cards. But the idea of this card is to survive, in a sense, delay the game, in a sense, because of its repair 1. And also if you pair this with Duo Maxwell, that's actually going to be pretty well. But I don't have Duo Maxwell in my deck, so because I only have 1 of that. Another card with level or 3 breach during pair is what we have. We have here Gundam Heavy Arms. I could replace this with something else, but so far this is the only card that I have. And then, of course, we have here the Aegis Gundam MA mode. I have 4 of these. So 4 of these, and 4 of these Aegis Gundam MA mode is actually really good because at the beginning it already have 3 breach 3. So imagine you attack, or you attack a unit that is and then you apply first strike to it, and then basically it's really good because of its breach. Pair that with Arthur Azala, that's really really good. And then we have here Gundam. So you are going to, what you can do is you can pair this. You can use this as a support. So choose one of your Zaft unit. Zaft unit. This is a Zaft unit to be just to inform you. So if it is deployed, choose one of the Zaft units. So you only deploy this if you already have this. Okay, if you already have the Aegis Gundam, you deploy this your Gundam. You apply the effect to this card, and then you pair that with Arthur Azala. Then you can practically kill, or you can practically destroy a unit that is inactive, and then it also have Breach 3. So that's a two stones, two birds in one stone. And then we have here, this is actually a, let us check our, this is Aegis Gundam. Okay, the normal Aegis Gundam. And this has, if this unit has 5 or more AP, choose one enemy unit that is level 5 or higher and then deal 3 damage to it. This is actually really really good. You pair this with Arthur Azala, you already have 5 damage. And then you can choose a high level, yeah, you can choose a level 5 or higher uh, unit, and then you can this will actually be able to deal 3 damage to it for free, and then you attack it because, and then you know, you can get, you have the idea here. I would prefer to have more of these, but right now I don't have, so maybe next time. Now this is where we get to use Chang Wu Fei Shenlong Gundam. This has Breach 3, and then you pair this with Chang Wu Fei. That's actually really really good. Okay, and then that's it. We use that just because, just for our breach. Now, I would prefer to have 4 of Buster Gundams, but so far I only have 1. So Buster Gundam gives support 3. Imagine having 3 additional attack power, and then if it is linked, you can put this again in active, and then you can attack more with this. So that's the idea here, but this is more for support. And then last but not the least, I would prefer to have more of these, but I don't have, so we're gonna settle with one Dual Gundam. This Dual Gundam, what it does, it looks at the top of your, this is like your draw machine, so it looks at the top 3 of your card. If you have a Zaft unit there, you summon that, or you deploy that card, and then that you can use it immediately. So you can imagine, that's, I think that's going to be for free. Now, sadly, that's the only card. Those are the deck that I have. If you are lucky enough, this can work. But to be honest, if you are going against meta cards like rush cards or rush deck, it's going to have a hard time. It's a very situational kind of deck. So obviously, this has a lot of room for improvement. But since I said it's budget, so you can actually just work with what you have right now. So, what are your thoughts on this deck? If you have any thoughts, share it with me in the comment section, and yeah, let's have some fun in our discussion. Maybe you can also do some suggestions. Have some suggestions for me on what can I add in here. I will probably look for those cards so that we can improve our Zaft deck. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next time. Yeah, peace.